Hi, Caitlin and Evan here with Johnson Plastics Plus again to show you some new sheet material we just brought on.
Absolutely. So today we are here to talk about an exciting product called Craft Plastic. It's something that, in my opinion, it really kind of shakes up the available options to customize and make things with hobby cutters like the Cricut, Silhouette, or even a laser.
Yeah, it's definitely a game changer.
100%. So first of all, we want to thank you so much for coming out. We've got some awesome products to talk about. We have some demonstrations. Thankfully, Caitlin is a subject matter expert on this stuff now and has spent a lot of time dialing this in and has gotten some really good results with it. So a couple of quick housekeeping items we usually want to start out with. If you are on mobile, you can resize the window. For example, if you're having trouble seeing us, you should be able to have a little slider in about the middle that you can pull down if you need it to be any bit bigger. At some point, we'll probably switch over to a close-up camera for a few different shots so that you can get a better look at some of these neat projects in front of us here. So that may be a time where you want to adjust that as well. If you're having any issues with your audio, you can also call into the webinar. The number should be visible for you. So if there seems to be any lag or delay or anything like that, you can call in and listen as well.
And if you're still having connection issues after trying all that, we do post our webinars to our webpage so you can watch it after we've recorded it.
Yep, absolutely. And they live on there forever and ever, so you can always come back and reference them at any time if you have any questions.
Yeah.
So I think we are going to have some poll questions here, actually, because we like to engage with you guys, learn how we can make these better, more productive, see who's attending and what kind of technologies and things you're doing. So we'll start with the first one. And so our first poll question, which should be visible for you all, is what kind of equipment is your primary cutting technology right now? So we understand you may have more than one, but we want to know what you use the most. What's your go-to? So Cricut, Silhouette, a Glowforge, maybe an Aeon laser, or other. So if you can move through and make some selections there so we kind of understand who's attending and what kind of things you're using.
So I think Cricut might be the winner. My vision's not that great. We learned earlier.
So it's looking like about over 50%, maybe 60 now. It's kind of bouncing back and forth. For Cricut, we got about somewhere in the teens for Silhouette. Looks like about 15%. I don't see anything noted for Glowforge or Aeon. We got 28% other. I wonder what the other might be. That's interesting. So great showing of folks using the Cricut cutter tonight, which is kind of what we expected. We're happy to have you here. So we have another poll question. This one's very important. We are heading into summer. I think we're a couple of days into it now. I need to know what your favorite ice cream flavor is. Actually, George needs to know. George is making out a pickup grocery list for later, and he needs to know your favorite flavors of ice cream.
Evan, what's your favorite flavor?
Out of that list, it's probably going to be mint chocolate chip every time.
All right.
Every time. Yours?
I'm a vanilla girl with sprinkles. So.
With sprinkles? Okay. I dig it.
Yeah, there's not enough sugar in just the ice cream. I got
you're in pretty good company. Looks like vanilla about 26%, chocolate at 30%. We do have a little bit of love for cookie dough, even less love for mint chocolate chip. Come on, guys, you're letting me down here. You're letting me down. So let's go ahead and move on to our third and final, I think.
That's it.
That's it? There's only two?
Yeah, we just want to know what ice cream, to be honest with you.
Okay, that's fine. Looks like chocolate and vanilla were the two fan favorites, George. Make sure to add those to your pickup list for your groceries later. Okay?
My favorite ice cream is Yes. So
all the ice cream.
All the ice cream.
Yeah, we had a lot of love. We had a lot of love for Give Me All the Ice Cream on that poll too. So enough of that. I hope you guys enjoyed the intro there. We've got some more meat and potatoes to discuss as far as this awesome product in front of us. Yeah, what we're all here for, which is the Johnson Plastics Plus Craft Plastic. And so for those of you who are into making and personalizing with a Cricut or similar cutter, or maybe even a small format laser, we have developed something that is really exciting for that. So in front of me, I have a whole stack of plastic here.
Yeah.
So this is an acrylic-based product. Can you remind me of the thickness? Because I'm blanking on that number.
It is .025. So it's real thin.
It is nice and thin and flexible. So really the appeal of this is that it's very easy to work with. And it's flexible. It's not like, it doesn't like shatter, you know what I mean? It's got some give to it. It makes it easy to work with in a laser, easy to work with in a small format cutter. And the array of colors really is the appeal here, right?
Yeah.
So do you want to name real
here.
quick what some of our specialty packs are,
Yeah,
and then I'll hit on some of the others.
Okay, so we've got the utility pack that Evan's got in his hand there, and that's got your clear, gray, black, and white in it. So kind of a bland palette, but necessary.
Some good bases to work with, you know? This is kind of your monochromes.
And then we've got some more fun colors here. This is our summer pack. So this has a blue, a pink, orange, and then a teal or an aqua as we call it here. And then we've got a fun spring pack, which this is more of a pastel pack. And this has got a yellow, a light pink, a light blue, and a light green. You can see the back of the pack. Every pack comes with 4 sheets in it, 1 of each color, with the exception of the one I'm going to show next. And on the front and the back, we give you a little bit of inspiration of what you can make with these craft packs.
And I do want to mention these are 12-inch squares. Okay, so nice, easy size to work with. It's a good amount of material
for your Cricut mat.
But yep, exactly. Yeah. This is designed with the Cricut mat, small format, similar machines in mind. It is the perfect size for that.
Yeah. So this next pack here is our rainbow pack, and it's the only one that comes with 8. So it comes with all the colors in the rainbow, including white.
And black as well is included. So
yeah, and black.
Rainbow plus black plus white. So that is an excellent selection, limitless options as far as what you can create with those primary colors.
And this would be a good pack to purchase if you just wanted to get a variety of colors just to check out what we've got to offer. The rainbow pack would be a great one to buy.
Absolutely. So in addition to that, any of the colors that you see in these packs, you can actually buy with 4 of that color in a pack as well. So that's what I have in front of me here, you know, 4 of red in a pack, 4 navy, 4 orange, etc. We also have, I don't think the gray was only in the utility pack, not the others. So gray is one. And then we also have this really pretty gold. I like that a lot. It's got a nice kind of metallic look to it. A
little bit of a shimmer to it.
A little bit of a shimmer. I wouldn't call it glitter. It's more of a shimmer. Right? And kind of the same with the silver, right? So that has a really nice luster to it as well. Really versatile colors and so many different ones to pick from.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, and we're bringing on more. So we have the fall and our holiday color packs that we're going to be launching here later this year. So those will have more of warm colors for fall, and then your traditional Christmas colors, your greens and your reds and your blues. So
excellent, and that's going to be an exciting addition. But in the meantime, you've got so many different options you can go ahead and start making with. So I think next you want us to showcase maybe one of the projects that you already made. Is that a good place to go next? All right, cool. Should we start with the simpler ones?
Hey guys, we had a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
It was answered offline, but we'll ask it here. Someone who wanted to ask, are these extruded or cast acrylics?
These are extruded.
They're extruded, which is why it's super thin.
Right.
Correct? Okay.
It makes it nice and thin, and it gives it a little bit of flexibility to it. Cell cast plastics tend to be a little bit on the brittle side, especially the thinner you go. So by making it extruded, it makes it thin, easier to cut, and has some give to it.
Yeah, and you can cut this with a pair of scissors or hand shears. It's very, very versatile. So if you don't have a Cricut maker or a silhouette cutter and you want to cut out shapes by hand, you could do that as well.
Absolutely. So I think a place that a lot of people would start with something like this is something small. So we actually have some small items here as an example. So these are actually bookmarks, correct?
Yep, those are bookmarks.
So we have some awesome bookmarks right here that Caitlin made to demonstrate. And this has been cut out on the Cricut. So we took the craft plastic, cut around it to get to that shape. We will have a cutting demonstration for you coming up, so we will get into that. And then you actually took some vinyl and put that on top. So
Yeah.
now we have multiple colors on here. So bookmarks, stencils would be another thing you could use this for, right?
Yeah, stencils would be a great project to make with the craft plastic. And you can kind of see with a bookmark with the heart in it, how clean that cut is, so that you could use as a stencil.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have the close-up camera on for later, but I did want to at least show you kind of how that works. But you get a nice, clean and precise cut on these products. And we have the close-up camera ready, so I will show both of these awesome bookmarks that Caitlin made here. So that has been cut out on the Cricut to create the shapes and the hearts that are punched out, and then just some vinyl from the Cricut applied to the top.
And if you wanted, you could save your hearts that cut out from the bookmark and use them for another project. I saved mine, so
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
Might as
no
well.
waste there.
Yeah, so is that what you wanted to go into
Yeah,
next?
let's dive
actually,
right in.
yeah, let's actually show them how this works and what they can do with it. I'll let you take
Yeah.
over for this part.
So we're actually going to show you how to make a bookmark here live and during the webinar. So we're going to take our blue craft sheet here, and then we're going to use a Cricut Strong Mat. If you don't have a Cricut Strong Mat, you can also use the lightweight mat, but you'll want to apply some masking tape around the edges to make sure that the sheet material stays in place so that it doesn't shift around when it's cutting with the wheels on the Cricut. So we're going to go ahead and remove the clear protective piece that comes on your mat. And then there are two sides to the craft plastic. One side comes with a clear protective masking on it so that it doesn't get scratched. And the side with the masking on it is also the side that is matte. Now the back side can also be used, so you can make double-sided projects, but the back side is a little bit glossier and scratches a little bit easier, but it's still usable. We've used it for projects that are double-sided here, but one side does come with the protective coating.
Yep. So you have two different options for finishes. If it's if gloss is a better choice for the project you're making, you've got that option. You can flip around and use the matte. I think for most things you're probably going to prefer the matte, but that versatility is great.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of options. So we're going to put the masking side up, the gloss side down on our mat here.
Yep. And just note, she's leaving the masking on for this part
Yep.
to kind of help protect the sheet while the Cricut is doing its thing.
Yeah, so that the roller wheels here don't scratch up any of the existing sheet so that I can use it for another project then. So I'm going to sit this here on the Cricut and bring my computer over. So we've already uploaded our artwork here, and we have got it set up so that we're ready to start cutting. We are going to use the art and illustration board preset that's already in the Cricut Maker, and you can find that by searching for it in the search bar that comes up when you get to the screen when you're picking your material type. If you just type in art / illustration board, that'll come up for you. And once you select that, it's going to tell you that you have to put in the knife blade. So we are going to swap out. So we've got our knife blade here. I'm doing this backwards, so hopefully I can do it.
Well,
Go ahead,
do that, Caitlin. We did have a couple questions. First one, and I think we already talked about this, but somebody asked if this is laser safe.
Absolutely. So this is an acrylic base. It is perfectly safe to run in your CO2 laser.
And then somebody else asked, do you need the mat to cut this? Or can you use like a Roland cutter, which is what like a Roland engraver for this material, correct?
Yeah, you could use a Roland engraver for this material. You don't have to use the Cricut Maker or Silhouette. It's very versatile. Any vinyl cutter would work.
I think some kind of hold down mat is probably going to be ideal in this case because the material is so thin.
Yeah.
You know, some engravers tend to use clamps and that may work, but I think you'd be best with some kind of a sticky or tacky mat to actually hold it in place because it's so thin.
And we do sell a sticky mat at jpplus.com. It's called Sucklima, and we sell that in a variety of sizes. So that's a double-sided sticky mat that you can put in your laser engraver. It's safe for both laser and rotary. So you could stick your material to it so that it doesn't shift around. You also don't have your pieces that fall through into
Exactly.
your engraving bed that you have to pick out with tweezers later. I did that earlier. So I learned my
Have a good
lesson.
time.
The second time I sent it through, I definitely used the Cyclama to prevent that from happening. But
Yep. And that Cyclama is just kind of like, for those of you maybe newer to engravers or whatever, that's just kind of like an industrial version of the Cricut mat. Is really what that is.
yeah, it's thick and it's sticky, just like the Cricut mat.
Excellent. Any other questions at the moment, George? Are we good for the?
We got, Sam, we got.
We good? I hope you wear your Fitbit, George. You're getting all kinds of steps in
Yeah,
today.
it is.
All right, so she's just preparing it now so that we can actually start to cut out some of these cool designs for the bookmark that we're going to make live for you.
I was talking too long. I had to reset the settings. So we've put our knife blade in here, and we're going to hit the buttons for the mat to feed through.
This is a good time to mention too, you want to have a fairly fresh and sharp blade for best results for this. So this is a good time to kind of check the condition on your Cricut blades before you leap into this.
And the nice thing about that is Cricut has where you can swap out the blade tip, and you don't have to buy the whole housing. So that's a nice feature that they have. Looks like we are ready to hit the button to have it go. So this is going to take a few minutes to cut here. Evan, you want to talk about one of our other pieces we got over there?
I would be thrilled to. So while that's doing its thing, let's talk about some of the other stuff in front of us on the table, some cool projects that Caitlin has made to kind of show this off. So this one caught my attention right here, this awesome like football helmet. That looks really good. Again, really precise. I assume you knocked these out to either mount it to something or hang it.
Yeah.
That was kind of the intention there.
So I was thinking when I was in high school, we used to, along the fence outside the football stadium, we would put the name of the players on a printed piece. And this would be a different way to do that, using a helmet that we cut out with our silver material. And then we applied vinyl to it for the name Tyler and the number 8.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of the same setup here as the bookmark, but just kind of taking that a step further into something bigger. You gotta dream big with this stuff, because there's a whole lot of options as to what you can put this to use for. So big fan of this one for sure. And again, this is very flexible. Okay, this is not brittle. I just wanted to point that out, because a lot of times when you see thin material like that, you got to worry about that. Is it brittle? Is it going to snap?
It's durable.
It's not. I mean, and it's not creasing either. I didn't bend it really hard, but it's not creasing either, which is nice. Anything else you want to remark about on that one? You're the artistic mind that put it together.
I hope that we could see it in the close-up, but I picked the silver because it's kind of shimmery like the helmets would be, so I thought that was a good application for.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice for sure. So I think we're going to talk about, what, want to talk about this one next? Is that a good place to go?
Talk about the bear.
All right, so we're going to talk about the bear. This one is another one that caught my eye. This actually reminds me a lot of how we did my son's room. I know there's definitely a bear, like a bear outline, and there are some pine trees and stuff.
Nice.
So this one caught my attention. But so this is all colors from the utility pack. So these are your monochrome colors, your black, your gray, your white, and then this part is clear. So it's one solid piece, but this part is see-through up here. I'm going to put this on close-up for you.
So in creating this piece, we applied adhesive to the back pieces that we wanted to stick together. So that's how we created that layered look, so that it would stay all in one piece.
And there's a couple different ways you could do that. I think adhesive is probably the easiest form in like a roll format.
Yeah.
And actually we can show off an example of the rolls. So this is 3M 2mm tape. You could use other options, but we're a big fan of this stuff from our background in the sign making market. This is commonly used to attach sign components together, so it's very strong. It's a 3M product, so it holds up really well. So it's 2mm thick. It is very, very clear, and it also is masked on the one side to make sure you can get it where you need it. And that is sold by the roll. We have smaller rolls you could double up. You could also substitute other two-sided tape options, but this is one of the cleaner solutions that we have found to piece this all together.
So we applied this before cutting out our shapes so that when we cut it out, all we had to do was peel the backing off and stick it together.
Definitely.
Question we had, someone wanted to know if you could use a spray adhesive after you've cut the pieces out.
You know, we haven't tried that. I'm wondering how it would stick to the plastic, if it would slide when you put it together. That's definitely something we should test here to see if it would work.
I would say that I would think any brush on or like applied glue, cement that specifically mentions plastic and acrylic would work for sure. If you're thinking like the Elmer's like contact spray, that would be an interesting one to test for sure. So maybe can't fully endorse that one, but pretty much any acrylic products that we have offered in the past, you can get pretty good results out of a good adhesive design for acrylic plastics or ABS.
Yeah. We've even done super glue. Super glue holds.
Yeah, super glue will bond pretty much anything.
Including your fingers.
Including your fingers, yeah.
Been there, done that.
If you go to scratch your temple or something and glue your hand to the side of your head, at least we warned you first.
All right, so it looks like our bookmark is done cutting out here. So we're going to hit the button here to release the mat from the cutter. And I always like to, with any material I'm using, flip my mat over upside down and peel the mat up and hold the material down.
That mat has a lot more grip than I thought it was going to.
It's a strong yeah. So you can see our piece has been cut out here. And it doesn't cut clear through, but it is perforated pretty well that literally I just stuck my fingernail through it. And it's ready to peel out of there.
It's a score cut, so you're going like 99.9% of the way through the material. Yep. So you have just a little bit of resistance to get it out of the rest of the sheet so you can move on to the next part of your project.
Yeah, so if you wanted it to cut all the way through, you could run more passes with your Cricut, but because we knew we could push it through and use the score cut for this bookmark, we didn't do the additional passes on this. So we've got our bookmark here, and we need to peel our protective masking off, and I'm just going to use my fingernail, but if you couldn't do that, you could use a hook tool to loop in there and pull it back. So the masking should come off pretty easily. And then we are going to apply some vinyl to it to give it an additional personalization touch here. And I cheated a little bit. We went ahead and cut out the vinyl ahead of time so that you guys didn't have to watch that part. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how easy it is just to stick it right on this bookmark here.
Sorry, there will be no live weeding of vinyl this evening.
No.
I'm sure you all have got plenty of experience doing that. You don't need to watch us do that part.
Yeah, that's the worst part about vinyl, is weeding it. So we went ahead and removed the paper backing from it, and we're going to stick it down on our bookmark here, and hopefully I can get it centered up. And then I'm going to use a squeegee tool to burnish the vinyl so that it sticks to the bookmark and not to the transfer tape. George, do we have a question?
Yeah, so somebody, I was waiting for you. I didn't want to distract you. I know I work with Caitlin. Caitlin can multitask with the best of them, so I'll throw this at you. But what were the settings you used for the Cricut to cut the plastic? Can you give them an idea of that?
So it is a preset setting that Cricut has already loaded into the software, and it is the art and illustration board. So we found that cuts out the craft material the best. So that's the setting we use to cut ours out with.
Art and
illustration board.
Thank you.
Yes.
Making a note of that myself.
All right, so we've got our vinyl transferred on here, and I'm going to go ahead and peel away this clear masking.
Ready for the big reveal.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
See how good I am at getting it straight. There it is. Evan, you want to give a close-up of that?
I would love to. That turned out awesome. I love the glitter on the vinyl. That is a nice touch.
Yep.
So yeah, you could customize that with somebody's name, an inspirational quote, anything that you wanted to on there. That turned out really good.
And we've seen these selling on Etsy, personalized bookmarks from anywhere to $17 to $20, depending on how intricate the cuts are. So the mermaid one, you could probably sell for a little bit more than just a plain shape. So.
Yeah. And the plastic material itself is incredibly affordable.
Yeah.
You could get a lot of bookmarks out of a single
Out of a
12 by 12 sheet if
Yeah.
you're working at about that size. And then the vinyl. So, I mean, you're talking like, it's probably, I don't even think that's probably $1 of material at that point
No, not
per
at all.
bookmark.
Yeah. Very
And
good
multiple
profit.
bookmarks per pack, which is amazing.
I know you went over this earlier, Evan, but can you show, we had a couple people join us a little late, wanted to see the colors of the packs again.
Yeah, I would be happy to
Can
do
we do
that.
that on the, we can fire up the close-up camera?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Show
So,
those real quick.
I'm going to start with these kind of like multi-packs here because these are the exciting ones in my opinion.
They are, yeah.
Colors are sold individually, 4 sheets of a similar color to a pack. And then we also have the variety packs, right? So this is our utility pack. I'll show this and then we'll flip it around. Yeah, so this is, that's where our bear came from.
Yep.
Is the utility pack right there. So that's black, gray, white, and then a matte clear. So that's the utility pack. Lots of options with just monochromatic and clear. I love it.
Yeah.
We, of course, have our spring collection right here. These are your pastels. So we have this light yellow, this kind of cream color on the front. We have a light pink, a light blue, and a light green. I'll showcase those on the back for you. So this is the spring pack, lots of pastels. And then we have the summer collection, starting to feel a lot more tropical with this one. So we have aqua pink. This would be hot pink. The other one's more of a subtle muted
yeah.
pink. Hot pink, orange, like a really deep rust orange, which looks cool. And then sky blue. I'll show off on the back for you. That's the summer pack. And then the only one that comes with 8 to a pack is the rainbow pack. So all the colors of the rainbow with the addition of black and white. So this is a great utility pack to kind of start out with. If you don't really know exactly what you're doing with it yet, but you know you want to try some things, all your primary colors plus white, black, etc. So.
We did have a question somebody asked about, I know you showed the football helmet earlier, outdoor. Good for outdoor, correct? We can keep it outside, it's an acrylic, so.
Yeah. This is an acrylic-based product. We have products that we offer with a similar chemical composition that hold up outside in the 2 to 5 year range without any like major change in its appearance.
Right.
So it is pretty color fast in UV. And should hold up pretty well. Matter of fact, you have a really exciting project that's kind of outdoorsy. I think that you're going to maybe show off here.
I do, yeah.
So I will show off. Let's do this one real quick,
okay.
Just as another example, and then I think you have another really cool project you're going to do live here. So here's just another example. And you guys get a second to do the close-up. I have another example of a fun project that Caitlin worked on here. We'll get up on close camera for you. You want to talk about this one a little bit, how you put it together?
So this is a really popular item on Etsy shops right now. It is called a car charm. It's something that you would hang from your rear view mirror. And we use both sides of the material. So like I mentioned before, one side is matte and the other side's a little bit glossier, but it can be used on both sides. So then we added a homemade tassel here. To add some value there, and we attach some wooden beads as well. So then this would hang from your rear view mirror, and you could add any kind of personalization you'd like on here. We put a reminder to be kind. Maybe for those of us who have a little bit of road rage, it might be a good reminder.
I might need you to make me one.
I'll make it less feminine for you. So yeah, so this is a great piece here. Minimal cost. This is just yarn here we use. The wooden beads you can get in packs of 50. So easy little project here, which you could sell from anywhere to $20 to $25. I've seen them on Etsy, anywhere in that price range. Super simple to make.
It's excellent. I love it.
Before you jump into your next project that you were going to show us, somebody asked about pricing. So the 4-packs are $13.99 a piece, I believe, and then the rainbow pack, because it's got 8 sheets, is $23.99 on our website.
Let me fact check you here,
We're
George.
gonna get the fact checkers involved
Please
just to
do,
make sure.
I could be making all that up. I don't think I am, but I could.
So he's right.
Yeah,
The black and like the standard colors, the standard solid 4-packs are $13.99, and then the rainbow is $23.99. So that comes with the 8 sheets. So that one is $23.99. So very low cost, and then you can make good profit off of utilizing a full sheet to make smaller objects, or even with making the big football helmet. That's minimal cost.
Just like the vinyl, learn to, nest the pieces and maximize how many
Save your scraps.
exactly that you can fit onto each one of those 12-inch sheets, and you can fit quite a few. Everything we've shown, with the exception of the football helmet, you can fit probably 8 to 12 per
If you
sheet,
did it right,
which
yeah.
is, if you lay it out meticulously and get that dialed in, you can
Right.
really stretch that material a long ways, have a very economical cost to make it, and a good resell.
Of course, yeah,
So
Do you have one of the clear packs up there, Evan?
we do.
yeah.
A couple of folks were asking if we sold the clear by itself, and we
Yes.
do.
Yeah. So this would be a great product to use for wedding signage. That's really popular right now to make table numbers out of. That's what we used on as our example here on the front page.
And I will also show, this was really cool on the back. Here's another example. Let me go in
Yeah.
a little closer.
I don't know if you've seen them on Pinterest, but these letter ledges are really popular things that people are putting up on their walls. So it's kind of like the gas station numbers, the big clear numbers that they use at gas stations that have the prices on them. It's a similar idea to that.
And you could do that with black vinyl, or you could use more of the craft plastic if you want to make it a little bit more rigid. That's an option too.
Oh, we have one in our living room that's like that, but it just tells my kids to put their dishes in the dishwasher. So
That's
There you go.
That's necessary.
It's an efficient
Yeah.
messaging option, so.
I love it. Yeah, I think you actually have another exciting project here. This one's, we're getting really deep now. We're really showing you how to kind of combine technologies and ways to build things and increase value and make more elaborate and beautiful projects.
So what we've got here is one of our 12 by 12 wood rounds, and this is part of our home decor collection. So this is an MDF wood round here that comes pre-printed with the wood texture on it. And then on the back side, we have an eye hook to hang it up on the wall. So we're going to use that to apply vinyl to, and then apply our craft plastic to it as well.
Awesome.
So again, I cheated. I have some of this stuff already cut out for you, but thought it would go a little bit quicker for us. So what I have here is pre-cut out black vinyl that I'm going to apply first. And then I've also cut out my letters with our white craft plastic. So again, we're testing my abilities to get things straight. So
I'm sure we can line.
bear with me.
I don't envy you on a circle like that.
Yeah,
It's
I
exactly
know.
the same size as the wood round behind it.
We'll
So
see how good I am at this.
yeah, so we do have the wood rounds on our website too. So if you're looking for a really good project base to start with, we do sell all of that stuff. We've got a couple rectangles. I think there's a couple sizes of squares. We've got, of course, the round one that you're looking at as well.
Yeah.
With that cool, very convincing kind of rustic wood printing on it.
And we offer that in a couple different colors. We're using the whitewash right here, but we have kind of like a cherry colored one and then a darker black one as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, Caitlin, you can work well, and I'll ask
Okay.
Kevin this question. But somebody asked, they were looking at the wood round, wanted to know if we had other products that have that washed wood. I'll go Joanna Gaines and call it shiplap type of look to it.
Love it.
But yes, so but we do have other products, correct?
We do. So if you search home decor on there, that should bring up, because everything's like kind of keyword tagged on there, that will bring up some other options that we have. On the website, we have a couple different options for the wood rounds, different colors. We have faux wood sign blanks as well that are kind of that same print. So a few different common sizes and color options that are available that you can use as a base for your own projects.
Yeah, we also have a landing page if you go to JP+/home decor, and you can shop all of the products from this product line on that one page.
I forgot about the landing page for the home decor. That is an awesome resource.
Yeah.
I love landing pages because it makes it easy. Like if you've got a very narrowly focused goal, what you're trying to do, you can kind of see everything in one spot that you need to make that happen. So yeah, jpplus.com/home decor to see some of the products like the wood rounds and related.
So 2 questions that we had come in. One was, again, somebody who was kind of joining us a little bit late. They missed when you were holding up the materials, but what size are those sheets again, Evan, that we have these cut to?
Yeah, so these are 12-inch by 12-inch square, perfect size for your Cricut mat, and they come 4 sheets to a pack. And it is an 025 thickness, so it's thin, it is flexible, and cuts nice and easy.
And then the second question, people are apparently liking the line because they all want to know if we're going to add other colors. And
Yeah.
Yep, we're looking at some other stuff, correct?
Yep,
Definitely.
so we have a fall and holiday pack that we're going to be adding this year. But if there are colors that you're looking for, just reach out to us. We're interested in your feedback and would like to know what colors we should add to this line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're good for the moment. I'd like to go back to, you called it something fancy. I called it squeegeeing.
Squeegeeing, I called it burnishing.
Okay.
But basically, I placed my vinyl down as straight as I could get it, doing it upside down. But so I'm using a squeegee to push out any air bubbles that are in the vinyl.
See, George, you can't just turn everything into a verb. The squeegee is the tool.
It works.
Burnishing is the action. You can't just
Yeah.
verbify squeegee.
You know, I'm a simple man. You know this.
Yeah.
I'm a simple man.
So I'm pretty confident that I got all my air bubbles out. So I'm going to go ahead and peel back my transfer tape.
Not an air bubble in sight. Fantastic.
And
I may
Caitlin,
have cracked
somebody wanted to know, you cut this previously with the Cricut, correct?
Yeah, so this is just black vinyl that I cut with the Cricut prior to the webinar so that I had it ready to go, so that we didn't have a delay while, we were talking about the products. I could just go ahead and put it together.
Yep.
So we've got our vinyl on here. And then we are going to take our white craft plastic, which again, I cut this ahead of time. So I cut this and then created a jig using the craft plastic so that when we put this down, I didn't have to attempt to align my text by eye. So I've created
Smart.
kind of like a stencil here so that when I put it down on here, I can use this to align it. And I know that my letters will be straight.
Could you reuse the piece that you cut them out of for that?
Of course.
Okay, so that's, again, multi-purpose. You're not
Yeah.
wasting a ton of material because it's also going to help you line up your letters.
Yeah,
and
so
make
you'd
sure
only
it's where it
need
needs to
one
go.
jig. And if you just wanted to cut all kinds, like multiple versions of the same type, all at one time, you could do that and then place them into the jig pretty easily.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And this one's going to be a lot easier to line up this time.
Yeah. And then we also are using our adhesive that we showed you earlier on the back side of here. So I'm going to, Evan, if you'll talk about another project we're working on, because it's going to take me a second, but I'm going to
No problem.
peel all of the backing off of the double-sided tape to stick it onto our wood round. here.
Fantastic. Before I do that, do you have any other questions or anything while she's working?
Well, we did, and somebody asked if this product line came in any sizes bigger than 12 by 12, and we don't on this particular product, correct?
Yeah.
Not at this time.
Not this time around. There are other products on our website that are at an 025 thickness that are very flexible. If you look at like the Romark Lucent line, that's a similar one to this kind of product. So I guess it would just depend. One thing you can do, you can always send us an email and tell us a little bit more about the project that you're looking for, and we can get you with a specialist that can kind of help match you to offerings that we have that might be better suited for exactly what it is you're trying to accomplish. We do also have, if you have a laser and can go a little bit thicker, we have like the Romark ADA alternative line, which is a single ply plastic that is made in a 1/32. So thicker than this. So you need a laser. That one would not go in the Cricut. But that's sold in 2 foot by 4 foot sheets if you want. So that's an option too.
Yep, and the FlexiBrass line and FlexiColor,
Yes.
it's a 2-ply product, but it's .020, so it's comparable in thickness.
Yep.
You do get the 2 layers there, but maybe there's some creative stuff you want to do there too.
Definitely, and and that one you can actually order with adhesive attached to, so or purchase on a roll like we're recommending with the craft plastic. So, and that's kind of what she did here, was go ahead and apply that 3M adhesive product to this to make this process go a little bit quicker.
Yeah, so if somebody wanted the bigger sheets, there are some options, just not in this specific craft plastic, which is designed to fit in those smaller bed sizes and smaller.
100%. Yeah, we've got a lot of other plastic options in similar gauges at bigger sizes, but this one kind of caters more to that smaller format machine. And what she's doing right now is actually using the Cricut tool to pull away the masking on just the areas of the product that we want the tape to be exposed so it sticks to the round.
Yep, so I've just removed it on the letters here, and they do come out of the jig a little bit, but I've used masking tape on the other side to help keep it down.
Cool.
Hey, Caitlin, somebody asked, you did put the adhesive on before you cut the letters out, correct?
I did, yep, I put the adhesive onto the craft sheet and then put the craft sheet into the Cricut Maker with the adhesive on it.
And again, you can get that in rolls on our site, the adhesive.
Yep.
So we're gonna go ahead and apply our cutout letters here to our wood round.
By the way, we got a comment, wasn't necessarily a question, but somebody gave a shout out to our customer service team. So yeah, want to give a nod to those folks.
Absolutely.
We love our customer service people. They work really hard.
Yes, they do.
Trying to make sure that everybody has the right products. And we have a great line of not only customer service folks, but support staff behind the scenes too. So if you have any questions, they can give, you call Evan.
You can call me if you manage to stump me. We also have some fantastic folks on our advanced support team that do a lot of support for our customers that are in the digital printing world. We have a couple of them that are very good with engraving and cutting and help us with some of the testing and settings that we are showing you today. So and we're happy to help you through that to get where you want to be with the things that you're trying to make. So
Yeah.
how are we looking over here?
We're looking real good. So we're ready to go ahead and peel off the masking tape. So I'm removing the masking tape, and it's taking whatever clear masking that comes on the product off that was left behind.
And you want to make sure that you're kind of continuing to put some pressure on the areas that,
Yeah, you saw that.
Yep. You just want to make sure you continue to put some pressure on the areas that you know you want to leave on the
We about lost the letter I there.
Yeah, and bigger letters are really easy. Fine detail is definitely doable. You just want to be kind of careful as you start peeling stuff away. This is an adhesive that is designed to have a little bit of a reset time. So the bond will get much better the longer it's in place. So you just want to kind of be careful, put a little bit of pressure on it as you're removing that masking at the top.
A little squeegeeing as you're going along.
You just verbified it again.
A little squeegee.
A little squeegee.
All right.
And then at this point, we can just lift off the jig.
Yep.
You made that look really easy. Love it.
So I'll put it on here so everyone can see. So we've got the jig still on here. I've removed the masking tape, and then.
Would you like to trade spots with me and do this on the close-up camera?
Oh, sure.
Okay, it might be easier.
All right, so we've got our masking removed, and we're going to pull up the jig, and there's our letters. Did you see
I
that?
didn't know what the letter said until I had done speaking.
I did know what they said. So, yeah, so we have one more piece we're gonna add to the top of this, and it's just gonna add a little extra touch.
Awesome.
So we've put together a bow, and I'm sure we've all seen what these bows look like on Pinterest. So we just bought some ribbon, added a little bit of greenery to it, and then we're going to apply that with our hot glue gun. So Evan, where could they hang this sign?
I would say front door would be a fantastic place to
Right,
put
yeah.
that one. You want to get that out of the way, that way that they know that this is a dog-friendly household and you're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
We had a suggestion to have a show called Caitlin's Crafting Corner, so we're gonna have to work on that maybe. We'll
Dig
see
it.
if we can talk her into it.
Yeah.
Evan can host.
He's a great host.
Nice. Get some
Not
spots
nearly,
we'll work on.
not nearly as creative.
So here's our finished piece here with our bow that we've added, the craft plastic, and then the vinyl in our wood round. So, and this piece you could sell from anywhere from $50 to $60, depending on how much you add to it, the extra, the greenery and the bow that adds extra value to it.
Use your imagination, combine things, add things, use this as your lettering, your base, your whatever, and just kind of go crazy with it from there to create a finished product. And the other thing is too, if you're doing a bespoke custom piece for somebody, I mean, think about if you had like maybe your family's name on it. So
Yeah,
you want to put
It
their
could be
name
very
and
personalized.
their kids and their dogs' names on there too, or something like that. Now you have
Yeah.
a custom piece, which you're going to expend the same amount of time, but now it's something that's unique to them. And that has an even higher market value because there's not another
No
one
one else
like
has
it.
it, yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's awesome.
great gift option.
Absolutely.
So I have one more piece I'm going to show them how to make, and
Okay.
then we're going to reveal our biggest piece that we have
Yeah,
here.
if you,
At
you
the
may have caught a glimpse of it when I stepped away for a moment. So hopefully you're keeping your eye out for that.
All right, so this is the next piece we have here for anyone that has a sublimation printer or uses infusible ink, which is what Cricut calls it. We do sell blanks here for that. So this is one of our sublimation or infusible ink blanks here. And this is actually a key hanger. So the blank comes flat like this without the eye hooks attached to it. So then you can sublimate your own design on here, whatever design you want in full color. And then we're going to layer the craft plastic on top of that design.
And if you're new to sublimation or infusible ink, as Cricut refers to it, we have an extensive backlog of webinars and YouTube videos on our website, jpplus.com, under the webinars tab that you can watch, and you can learn more about that technology, so you can learn how we got to this piece that Caitlin is using here.
And we also have a new landing page, and I'm not sure if Evan knows about it yet.
Probably not.
But we've got JP+/Cricut that you can go and learn about infusible ink as well. And it also features some of our sublimation printers, so that's how you can add the full color prints to pieces like I'm going to show you here, and that's at jpplus.com/Cricut.
Awesome. I didn't know that.
I'm
Thank
full of
you
all
for
kinds of
educating.
information here.
Must be brand new.
It is pretty new. So we took our blank piece here, and this doesn't come pink, it comes white. It just comes with protective masking on it that you'll peel away before you sublimate. So I've chosen to do a buffalo check pattern here. So we pre-sublimated that on the blank. And then I'm going to show you how we are going to add some dimension to it using another pre-cut piece out of our yellow craft plastic. So I'm adding a name to it. It says Jackson's here. And then we're going to attach the hardware underneath.
So while you're doing that, Caitlin, a real quick question as you were holding up the blank there that you're setting down.
Sorry.
Someone wanted to know, is that sublimatable because it's pink? That's just the protective masking, correct?
Yeah, that's just the protective masking that comes on it. If I peel it, maybe in the corner.
That's to make sure that while that product is shipping to you, that surface is nice and clean, doesn't have any dust or scratches or anything on
And
it.
that's the same thing we do with the craft plastic. We have a clear coating on it as well, or masking on it as well.
And that one they make pink so that you know for a fact that you didn't take that you took the masking
It's pretty
off
obvious.
before it goes into the printer,
Yeah,
which is good.
If anybody's done sublimation, we've all done it. We wanted to do a press and forgot to take the masking off.
I am thankful for masking with a tint to it.
Right.
It's a real nice reminder.
All right, so we're gonna take our Jackson last name here that we've cut out of the yellow craft plastic, and we're going to remove the adhesive from the back like I did on the other pieces. I didn't create myself a jig for this one because I felt pretty confident I could line it up. We'll see if I'm right about that.
And again, she's using the Cricut tool just to kind of make it a little bit easier to grab some of the smaller pieces of that adhesive masking.
Yep, it has a hook in it, so I just basically poke a hole in the masking and pull it up.
And again, this is the 3M 2mm clear tape. We sell it in rolls, large or small, and you can just apply it to the craft plastic before you cut so that you have edge-to-edge coverage on
that's
the
very
piece
sticky.
that you punched out. It's
not
very sticky.
Not going anywhere. So I've got the masking removed from the back side, and I'm going to lay it where I think it is straight on my sublimatable piece here.
I think the craft plastic is at a really good, like, I don't know what you want to call it, amount of flex, right? Like it's got enough give to it that it's forgiving, but it's firmer than the vinyl, so you can kind of just place it where it wants to go naturally.
It's not staticky either. I don't know if you've ever experienced with vinyl.
That.
You get close to something and it just sticks and it's not where you wanted it. So we've got it placed on our key hanger here, and I'm going to remove that clear masking that we've talked about off of the letters.
Somebody asked, and we'll show this up close, does it have a matte or a gloss finish to the craft plastic?
It is what we will refer to as the primary side is matte. That is the one that is under the protective masking. That's the side that we would expect you to use in most cases. However, on the opposite side of that is a glossy side. And actually, I can probably show you kind of on this football helmet here. Actually, it might even be easier to show on this one. I think this may show up on camera better. Maybe, we'll try. So you can kind of see it catching the light. This is the matted side. I'm gonna see if I can catch the overhead light. There we go. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. There we go. So you can see a little bit more reflection on that one. You can use either side or both, okay? But one side has a heavier matting than the other. In our opinion, that's probably the one that's gonna be used more often than not. It just has a little bit nicer look to it, but you could make use of either or both sides.
I got one more hook.
I made quite a bit of progress on that while I was explaining. You moved fast on it.
Yeah, it was true. All right, so we've got our sublimated piece, our craft plastic, and then we've added these eye hooks here so that you could hang your keys off. I'm gonna have Evan pull that up on the
I need one of these because I never know where my keys are. There you go. So, and just a quick recap, this is a blank that you can find on our website. This is sublimation/infusible ink, right? So I printed a pattern on it, and then we used the Cricut to take the craft plastic and make the cool last name for this key holder.
So we've got one more piece to show off here, and then as promised, we're going to be doing a giveaway. So we're going to pick 5 winners that are going to receive a sample of our craft plastic, and we'll announce that at the end of the webinar.
Absolutely. So should I do one of these?
Yeah. Unveil the biggest piece back here we got.
All right. So when I said earlier that, you mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger or something like that, I probably butchered the quote. You can do a lot of things with this material. The craft plastic is versatile. You can use it a lot of different ways. This was something that you made, so I'll let you talk about it a little bit more, but this is pretty exciting to me. You want to talk about adding value to a simple medium like the craft plastic. This is how you do it.
So we took a wooden frame that we bought from our local craft store, but you don't have to use one that's pre-made. You could build your own using plywood and a nail gun and whatever material you wanted to use and paint it yourself. But we used the pre-made one, and we took our black and our green craft plastic, and we layered it on top of there. And it created Good Vibes Only on here, and this is, would say it's what, 3 foot tall?
I would say yeah, about 30 to 36 inches.
Yeah. So that's a nice big sign that someone could put on their front porch. They could hang on their wall. There's a lot of versatility with a sign like this.
Absolutely. You can do all sorts of things with the craft plastic and a sign base like this. If you're great with woodworking tools, so much the better. You could build it yourself. A lot of different options that you could go through to achieve this type of a result.
Yeah.
But this is, I mean, you could go this way too.
Yeah.
You could put something that way and have it over a doorway or something like that.
Yep. And again, we used adhesive on the back side of this just because that's the easiest for us to use, but you could use super glue. You could use a variety of mediums to attach that to the sign.
Absolutely. But yeah, so the adhesive that we've been talking up this entire time, we like it because it's easy to apply to the sheet. It is very strong and it is clear. So it is a very nice tool to work with for this kind of material. So
If we don't have any other questions.
We have done our drawing.
you did.
Do you want to try and read my handwriting? Do you want me to read the names
I
off?
think you should do it. I think you should do it.
I agree.
I was kind of hoping you would say it because I don't know that I can read my own handwriting. Yes, no, I think we're good here. Okay. So we have 5 winners, correct?
5 winners that are going to receive our summer pack. So that includes the
Can you get that
aqua,
up?
the
Yeah.
orange, the
If I
blue,
remember correctly.
and the hot pink.
There it is.
So 5 winners are going to receive this pack here for them to try out
And
themselves.
we'll reach out to them and get their contact info, all that fun stuff. But our 5 winners, and first off, a lot of great questions tonight. We had
Absolutely.
Jessica and Stacy and Anna helping answer in the background. So thank you to those 3 folks, and thank you for everyone for the great questions. Here are our winners. Karen Everhart, Elena Gutman, Elaine Malden, Tony Ivory, and Judy Leonard. So the 5 of you, congratulations. We'll reach out. You'll be getting a sample pack of our summer
That
stuff.
is the summer
Our
pack. So
summer pack.
it is incredibly seasonal, aqua, pink, orange, and sky blue. I can't think of anything more summery than those colors right there. And those 5 lucky folks will be receiving one of these packs.
I think we're good on questions. So
Yep. All right. Well, again, I'm Caitlin. This is Evan. And you can find all of our craft plastic at jpplus.com.
And I would also mention too, because you put so much effort into the landing pages,
yes.
if you go to jpplus.com/maker is another great place to see this product and related items. So
Correct.
bookmark that one because I think it's going to make it really easy as you start thinking of ideas and ways you can implement this.
cool. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night.